Alrighty, hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. We're going to try this again. I just recorded a video, which was awesome. Unfortunately, there were technical difficulties, and so I have to record over again. And I would imagine that this particular video is not going to be quite as good as the last one, which was awesome. But we're going to try. This is an educational channel, and we check into great theories, concepts, and discoveries that you probably don't know anything about because they have been suppressed, they are mentally challenging, and they are emotionally challenging. And the powers that be don't want you to know this stuff because it is powerfully healing in terms of its capacity for improving your mental, spiritual, or physical health. And this is a segment that we have called the Q-tip of the spear. And we look at the newest trends in the info war from the 17th letter and those podcasters that talk about that kind of thing. The ones who are, I think, are on the tip of the spear. And yeah, I don't know exactly where I was going last time, but I did see something about the Easter miracle saving of the lost pilot there. Um, Now, if you are a truther, you can recognize that this is propaganda. Um, you're being stroked uh, to think that there was some kind of Easter miracle and will get you to import a supernatural explanation when you know better because you know that this is full control. It is just another narrative. It's just another silly, um, you, you know, um, um, I won't say psyop, but it's a silly sideshow, a kind of a distraction, something to distract you from the truth. Um, and then we also had the boss giving his little Easter speech. Um, Although I did hear him say, maybe in a mocking tone, something to the effect of um, something about Allah and giving his little Easter thing, knowing, as I know, that he knows that the story of Jesus was a psychological operation and that it never happened. He knows that the Romans are the true authors of the New Testament. And he knows that because he is directly related to these Romans who did this. And we'll be going over his genealogy, um, maybe as early as today, but very soon. We're going to be going over his genealogy. And so he's stroking you as well if you are a truther Christian. And Q is also stroking you. Now, I did mention that there is a Q post where Q is asked a question about the fraud in the Bible, something to that effect. I've done a few searches for it, but I have not been able to find what I'm looking for. So if anybody knows that Q post, there's a question from the gallery, and Q addresses it in a certain way that's not entirely satisfactory, but is somewhat telling. But I can't remember what it is. It's been a long time. But if anybody knows about that, please comment. Um, but Q and the boss are both waiting for any of you to uh, call their bluff, to tell them that all this talk about Jesus is a fraud and that it is something that we as a human species need to grow out of. This is part of it was part of a psychological operation that it was never right in the first place, but but now it's even further off the track because we are being challenged at this point. And that's why I believe that deism is the way to go for our movement, because deism was has a history. Many of the patriots who founded this country were deists. Jefferson and Madison, and to a certain extent, Washington, Franklin, Thomas Paine, Ethan Allen, Thomas Young, they were all deists. There were others as well. And deism is the belief in one God who is good, who has endowed humans with reason and other higher intellectual and spiritual faculties that enable us to behold God's creation through nature, the laws of physics, math, and geometry, the laws of beauty, and um, we are able to understand God directly through these means, and there is no need for any intermediaries, such as priests, pastors, and popes, rabbis, or imams, or books, Qurans, Old and New Testaments. These are not needed um, in order to understand God directly. They are an impediment, in fact, to doing so. Although I wouldn't say that they should be forbidden, but hopefully you're going to do some digging and actually, you know, given that you've uncovered the fact that all of the um, all of the events of the 20th and 21st centuries have been psyops, you would think that you would also apply that same logic to things that happened in the first century and every other century that has occurred. But for some reason, um, you guys seem to think that this particular theory, this particular belief system is immune to what everything else is subject to. And I think that part of that is that you just are dying to bring the supernatural into the equation when it's not required to explain things. And also that you really do believe that you're some of the chosen people, that uh, God has chosen you and abandoned others in order to usher in his new world. And this is not only dangerous, but it's just juvenile. Um, and I want to have a God who is an adult. Um, and this God that you guys are bringing forward in both the Old and New Testaments is really kind of juvenile and has a lot of, really bad personality disorders. The God of the Old Testament. In the New Testament, it's more um, that the issues get spread out into, some of them are in Jesus and then some of them are in Satan, who is also a creation of the Romans. So I've gone into that on a ton of different videos. But the main point that I'm making today is we are not going forward without a major change in our approach to religion and spirituality that is um, a truther approach. You can't have faith and have truth, intermingling. You gotta, you know, faith is only appropriate when there is no evidence. And you are correct. There is no evidence for the existence of Jesus, but there is a lot of evidence against the existence of Jesus. And you are clinging on to faith in spite of that evidence. And that is another message from your big brother out there who is unfortunately telling you that Santa Claus doesn't exist. And you're going to hate me and cry about it and be mad about it. But eventually you're going to figure out that I am correct. And, you know, you'll probably let it sit in the back of your mind, but eventually you'll figure out that you find your parents had a receipt for the gift that you thought you got from Santa or something like that, and you'll figure it out yourself. Um, but there is exactly the same amount of evidence for the existence of Christianity, for the existence of Jesus, as there is for the existence of Santa Claus. Zero. There is no evidence for either. In fact, there is slightly more evidence for Santa because every Christmas Eve, the meteorologist tells you that the Doppler radar just picked up Santa Claus leaving the North Pole and is on his way. So that there is some evidence for Santa Claus, but there isn't any for Jesus outside of the Bible and outside of the Romans who created the psyop. So, and like I've been saying, I am not clinging to this position. If you've got other evidence that will refute what I'm saying, I'm all ears to it, and I would love to have it because believe me, it would make my life a hell of a lot easier if I didn't have to do this. If I could just be a Christian. But I can't be because I'm a truther and there isn't any evidence. And there's a lot of evidence against. And so that's my challenge to you. Make me a Christian. Give me some evidence that I can hold on to and say, hey, this is this is something that I can work with. This is something that I can, you know, um, feel like there is, you know, something that you know contradicts the other evidence, the overwhelming evidence that the Romans were actually the ones who did it. Okay, like, share, subscribe, comment, contribute, and come back tomorrow for another episode of the Q-Tip of the Spear. Thanks for tuning in today. Have a great day.